life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I don't lie at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning.
Welcome back, Mr. Terry. How was your time away from me?
It was fantastic. I'm sorry to tell you. No, it was a lot of fun, especially Saturday. That was such a great day. I mean, I hit that pick 5 for 1250 that ended up in the Preakness, and then I played the, our wagering pick of the first pick, who won and paid, I don't remember, about 12 something. And I had 18 people with me, all surrounding, watching the race. They were all my daughter's friends, and because it was her 50th birthday, and my kids and my wife, my ex-wife, they all played the same horse. Someone played $2 across the board. My son played, I don't know, $10. So everybody was like having a great time and just cheering like crazy when that horse won. So I felt a little sorry for the filly, though. She had a lot of trouble in that race again, but she still ended up in 4th.
Not as much as Epicenter. Epicenter had a lot more problems.
Yes, you're right about that. And it's the second race in a row that happened. Good morning, Charles.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, we were not able to put together our Horse Center show last night. Just a bunch of different things went wrong, and that happens sometimes where it was not able to do it. So we put out a message on Facebook and on our on our social media sites, which if you haven't done so, please do hit the subscribe on your Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us on all those at Horse Race, the number 2 day. You see it scrolling on the bottom there. While you're here on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then the bell. So when we go live, you are notified. Tonight, we will have a guest. We will be going live, and we will have jockey Giovanni Franco, who apparently Giovanni is a gentleman who's not afraid to hold back. So I'm looking forward to that, Terry.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be really nice, really fun.
That'll be coming on at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah,
8 o'clock Eastern.
I like people who tell it like it is.
Well, that's
Don't let other things affect them. So
that's what we like to try to do. Tell it like it is as well with our picks, Terry. Yesterday, I want to thank Jared for filling in. He did an excellent job and brought me a lot of good luck yesterday, except he kind of mixed me up a little bit. He gave us the pick 4 because I rely on you guys to tell me when the pick 4s are with your hot dogs and stuff, and then I just work off of your sheet. So I give you guys like all the advantages where I let you pick what races you want to box, what races you want to long shot, which ones you want to best bet, and then I'll just pick some other races. And well, Jared, he gave me some good luck. And what was there, 10 races yesterday at PARX?
Yeah.
And my first or second pick won 8 of the 10 races. And
they did.
The 4th pick won. Unfortunately, I had it in the prime rib pick 4, but it didn't really pay a whole lot. And the 3rd pick run in race 1. So no matter what, and then I ice cold the superfecta in my box it up. Unfortunately, the odds came down from what they were in the morning line.
Yeah, that happened.
My best bet won. And my long shot won at 6-1 or 7-1, something like that. So it was
you had a fantastic day. I was watching that. So
ran the table, so to speak, Terry.
Yep.
So let's see if we can run the table today at Horseshoe. I don't realize Indianapolis. That's just a little too long. Horseshoe Indianapolis. Horseshoe Indy. They should probably use the little horseshoe sign, no?
They should, yeah. I think so.
I think that would sweeten, tighten things up a little bit for that Indiana track. Indiana Grand was much easier. All right, so the first race, Terry, is 4.5 furlongs. It's a maiden, $38,500 race. You got some first-time starters in here. It just about anything could happen. They've only run, I think, 1 race at the distance so far, Terry, and it was won by speed. And it went from the 2 to 3, from the left from the 2 or 3 post. Did not go wire to wire, however. So we have some disagreement here. What do you like to start off with the 5 horse?
I like Tizzy Jojo. Her dam has 2 winners from 4 starters. She has a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days have won 6 out of 4 starts and a pretty good workout on May 13th. And then I like number 3, Twirling Justice. Her dam has 4 winners from 6 starters. The trainer wins 23% of the dirt starts that he has a horse in. And this horse has a decent workout. And then I like number 4, Macho Justice. Her breeding suits today's distance, and she has a good 4 furlong workout on May 4th. And then I like number 6, Passion for Justice. Her dam has 2 winners from 3 starters, and the breeding suits today's sprint distance.
Well, we disagree right off the get-go today, Terry. I like that because then one of us is likely to have the winner. But anyway, I'm going to go with Mean Elenita. Mean Elenita. Trainer jockey combination of Cirillo. I don't know. Anyway, and then Augustin Gomez. They have won 5 of 16 together. Not many races together, but they do have a positive ROI. And the trainer, however, is he's only won 3 of 30 first-time starters, but has an ROI of 93 cents. One of the better ones in the entire of all the trainers. I think he had one of the highest ROIs for first-time starters. Passion for Justice had a really good workout on May the 21st. 3 furlongs in 36 seconds. It's probably, I think, going to be the one to beat, maybe even the favorite in here. Tizzy Jojo is another strong jockey combination with a big ROI. Joseph Ramos and Marvin Johnson. Team wins 5 out of 15 together, so 33% if you do the quick math. And has a plus ROI of $1.87. But the odds are much lower than the one horse. And then finally, Twirling Justice is the top trainer in the bunch, with first-time starters sitting at 15% in decent works. Terry, to be honest with you, this is a Terry race, and you know why.
Yeah, it's an all race.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Race number 2 is 6 furlongs, allowance, 43,000. Purse of 43 grand for Indiana sired fillies and mares 3 years old and up, which have never won 3 races. And if we look at the 6 furlong profile of a winner, Terry, there have been 10 races, 100%. So 10 of 10 won by speed, only 3 of which, however, went wire to wire. If you look at the post positions, the Royal so far has won less than it should. Get a little bit of a bonus if you wear a 2 or a 3, and 4 through 7 is fair. We like the same 4 horses, just slightly different order, except we put the first 2 in the same exact order.
That's right. Number 3, Bella Boyle. She won her last race at Horseshoe Indianapolis, getting the highest last speed rating. She appears to be either to lead or come off the pace to win her races, and has a jockey trainer combination who in the last 14 days have won 4 out of 6 and 1/3. And then I like number 1, More Approval. She has finished in the money 100% of the time during her young career, winning 2 races out of 5, and she has decent workouts. Then number 6, Quick and Easy. She was racing in handicap races before, and now drops in class for today's event. And then number 5, Brookville Storm. She ran her second in her last race, has a trainer who in the last 14 days have won 2 out of 4 races, and has a good workout on April 29th.
Jared mentioning that 3 that won yesterday at PARX. You had him as second, but the top horse scratched out that you had. So you ended up having him slide into your first spot there. For me, race number 2, looking at my top pick, is number 3, just like you. Bella Bolle. 3 consecutive speed figure increases, and it capped out with the top last rate speed figure last time out. This one ran better fractions at 5.5 furlongs than it did at 5 furlongs, and I expect it'll be better in the third start off the break. Number 1, the rail horse, More Approval, never been off the board in 5 starts. 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third, all of which were at Indiana Grand, and has 21 furlongs of workout since March the 29th. So getting ready to come off the bench. Number 5, Brookville Storm. This one's another that's been on the sidelines since October. Has some very good workouts getting ready. Second by a length in her return the last time off a similar break. And then finally, Quick and Easy. Another that's been in the barn since Halloween. Workouts are blah, but she's dropping from a pair of non-graded stakes. Excuse me 1 second, Terry, while I hit the... I don't know what happened there. Terrible.
I know they are.
Oof. I was going to try to hold it to your box, but...
Yeah, I've had them this morning early, too.
That was I don't know what happened right there, man. All right, race 3 is again another 6 furlong race. This one is a maiden claiming $20,000 race. It is your box it up, Terry, where we have 4 horses, a 50-cent trifecta box, $1 exacta box, 10-cent superfecta box. Take us through your picks here because, man, we have quite a few differences today.
That's true. And this is a pretty wide open race, I believe, with I think going to be some pretty decent odds. So I like number 4, a little bit of sweetness. She finished third versus similar in her only start. She's getting, but she got the highest last speed rating and she was well bet in that debut. And then I like number 1, Fashion Ada. She is a first-time starter whose dam has won one winner out of 1 starter. The trainer wins 19% of the races in maiden claiming races. And her breeding suits the sprint distance. The jockey in the last 7 days have been in the money 8 out of 11 times, winning 3 of those. Then I like number 2, Scrape. She ran 5th in her debut race after having some problems. It was well bet in that race. It has a high percentage winning trainer and a jockey who in the last 7 days has been in the money 9 out of 15 times, winning 5 of those. And then number 7, Wicked Ecstasy is my 4th pick. She should improve while returning to the dirt. Has a trainer who wins 25% of the time when going from all weather to dirt surfaces. And her best speed is fastest among today's starters.
Again, that's Terry's box it up. 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent try, 10-cent superfecta box, just like it says on the screen. Terry, race number 3, we have some difference again at the top of the ticket. I'm going to go with number 5 as my top choice. Neo Queen. The sire has 33% win rate with first-time starters. The sire has 101 foals, and 66 of which have raced. 22 of those 66 horses came out to the first time and won. And the average winning distance was 6 furlongs. So looks like the perfect fit for the daddy. Fashionata is a $42,000 horse, and that's the most expensive in the field. Jockey Edgar Morales is hitting at 29% so far to click off the Horseshoe Indy meet. Little bit of sweetness. Top last race speed figure gets a weight break in here. Was well bet in the debut, maybe better in race number 2. And then finally, number 6, Diamonds in Denim jeans. It's the only true maiden special weight to maiden claimer dropper in the field. All of the others have made the drop before and didn't come home with the W. So I'm going to give this one the opportunity to cash in on the biggest drop in horse racing. Race number 4 is 5.5 furlongs. It's a maiden $38,500. 5.5 furlongs. I take a look at the profile of a winner. 42 races so far, Terry, 32 of which were won by speed, 10 in even 10, going wire to wire. The post positions, the rail way underperforms here with just 1 win in 42 races. I don't care how good that horse is. Something is wrong with that rail. It's a major disadvantage. 2 and 3 and 8+, they both underperform what they should probably win at. And then 4 through 7 deliver the most winners. This is my best bet of the day, Terry. It's also your top pick.
Yeah, that's right. I like, number 7, Jericho Express. He ran second versus similar in his last race, earning the highest last speed rating. His best speed is fastest among today's starters, and the trainer wins 25% of the time when bringing back a beaten favorite. Then I like number 1, Makers Please. He finished third versus similar in his last race and has a high percentage winning trainer. Then my 3rd pick is number 2, Cha-Cha Larry. He is a first-time starter whose dam has 1 winner from 1 starter, and he has a good workout on May 13th. And then number 8 is my 4th pick, Indy Rebel. He ran second versus similar in his last race. The trainer wins 33% of the time when going from maiden claiming to straight maiden race, and he has a good workout on May 12th.
Well, I like Jericho Express. Was the favorite last time out in his second career start. With the top last race speed figure, did have much better fractions at 5.5 furlongs versus 5 furlongs. So I think you're going to see a better horse here today. Let's Go John is the second horse. The works are as good as any. Jockey Samuel Bermudez and trainer Raymond Paquette. They've won 2 of 7 together with a positive ROI of $1.66. Another good named horse here, Cha Cha Larry. This one has a super high ROI combination for jockey Orlando Mojica and trainer Brian Cook. They've won 2 of 4 together, in the money 3 of 4, but the ROI is $12, which I like, and the workouts are better than the one horse who closes out my picks. Makers please. His third start, a little better 4 furlong numbers last time out, but was some serious late regression in that race. A quick turnaround without a work. So a couple of reasons for me to be a little bit leery of that one horse, aside from the fact that that rail completely underperforms. But hopefully we don't underperform with our hot dog pick for us today, Terry, especially you, since you're making the comeback. I did a little bit something different here today, Terry. I open leg. I couldn't all it. I mean, I could have probably alled it, but so the horse that's going to win here is the 4 horse, right?
That's right. Yep, my third pick.
And then I agree with you. I went with the 3 and the 1 in the second leg, and then spread it out again in the next leg, and then try to come home with that weak link at the 7 horse. So hopefully that $20 pick 4 can come home as the hot dog.
Yeah, and that's a smart way to do it, because I really believe the first and the third races are really wide open. So, yeah, and that's why I went 3-3. But every time I single, it seems like I get knocked out of the box. So I didn't single in any of the legs today.
Well, I'm hoping that I get to that leg, right?
Yeah.
Because when you get to that leg, then you feel, all right, I got a shot.
Yep, you did.
So. Absolutely. All right, so let's move on to race number 5 at Horseshoe Indianapolis. 5 furlongs on the turf. Yeah, Charles, I think they are on the turf. I looked at the weather last night. It's supposed to be sunny and warm. Kind of cool around this part of the country for this time of the year, but nonetheless, they haven't had rain in a while. So I think they will be on the turf. I didn't see when we looked at the changes for today any changes in that regard. So 5 furlongs on the turf. They haven't run very many races at 5 furlongs on the turf, Terry.
No.
They ran one. And it was won by a speed horse that left from gate 2 or 3. Take us through your best bet here. And this is my long shot. So we have another best bet long shot challenge, like in the old days when the guys would joust on the horses. Yesterday, I absolutely demolished Jared in the best bet long shot matchup. Let's see if I can do the same today.
We'll see. Anyway, number 3, Spycraft. That's my first pick. He took off from October 2021 until April 2022, and then finished in 4th position at Kingland in the first race back. He drops in class today, and he should improve with a shorter distance. Then number 7, Fight On. His best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. Has a trainer who wins 38% of the time when bringing back a beaten favorite to race again, and he should improve at this shorter distance also. And then number 1, Tappet Spirit. He ran second versus similar on the dirt in his last race, receiving the highest last speed rating, and his dam has produced 1 turf winner. And then my 4th pick is number 5, Mr. Manning. He has a trainer who wins 18% of the time when going from dirt to turf and may improve at this shorter distance.
So I think my 2 horse, Boa Nova's 15-1 morning line.
Wow.
Does have the top pedigree numbers in this field for the distance and surface by a little bit over the number 7 horse. And those 2, that pair, are considerably ahead of the rest when it comes to pedigree for short sprints on the turf. This one hasn't been on the turf in a while, but the last 2 times it did run 5 furlongs on the turf, it finished second by a neck and had a win. So to me, that might be the right distance for this horse and surface. Spycraft, your best bet, is my second choice. Coming in from Keeneland, so I consider that to be a track drop. Second off the bench, and is one that's won 2 out of 3 at the distance. I actually think they're both about the same, so I might as well go with the 15-1 odds. Fight On, the 7 horse, missed as the favorite in his last. Trainer Brittany Vandenberg, she comes back smoking hot, like she's angry when the Public's Choice doesn't win, because she's won 27 out of the next 71 the next time around the track with beaten favorites. And then number 1, Tappet Spirit, top last race speed figure last time out on dirt, trying grass for the first time. But the trainer there only has 1 win in 25 races with first-time turfers. But the horse is 1 for 1 on a sloppy track, which sometimes can be an indicator for a first time around the grass surface. Race number 6, Terry, is hold on. Before we go to race number 6, that was your best bet at Indiana Grand. Let's talk about your best bet today at PARX. What do you say?
All right. Sounds good to me.
So let me pull that up real quick.
Okay.
Right. So how did your best bets do while you were away?
Okay. Well, while I was gone let's see. I don't know if this was one of the days I report on, but on the 19th at Belmont Park, my best bet ran third. And then the next day, my third pick ran third. So I didn't do very well there. But then starting on the 21st, my first pick won the race, paid $440, $360, $280. The next day, my first pick was scratched, and my second pick ran second. And then the next day, my second pick ran third. So I didn't have a real great day during that time, but that's what happens sometimes. But
so
today,
you were vacationing. You weren't mentally into it. So now you're back into it mentally. So today you get back on track.
That's true. But although this month I'm at a 40% win, and then 85% in the money. So anyway, today I like at PARX Racing, race 7th. Number 5, For Love of Country. He tried turf for the 3 races in a row, and he wasn't very successful. Now he's returning to dirt, where he won 4 races in a row last year. He drops in class today and switches to a high percentage winning jockey, Jamie Rodriguez, and the trainer, Jamie Ness, in the last 14 days has finished in the money 14 out of 16 races, winning 7 of those. And then number 2, King Kumbala. He has won 2 out of the last 3 races, winning the last race, and he's 1 for 1 at today's distance, so that won't be a problem. Then I like number 3, Alfida. He has won 2 races in a row at PARX and is going for a hat trick. He has had a really good workout on May 10th.
And every day you can get Terry's best bet of the day, best race of the day, if you will, with the exacta trifecta horses available as well at horseracingtoday.net. While you're there, please click on HRT gear. Then head on over here and get yourself a nice hat and shirt like Terry and I. We wouldn't look anywhere near as great as we do without this gear. Absolutely. It's a great way to support the show, too. And we appreciate all of those who are out there wearing it. I can't wait to get to the track and see some folks wearing our Horse Racing Today gear, Terry.
That's right. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. 100% for sure. All right, let's get back to the racing, my friend.
All right.
Race number 6, you go from your best bets at PARX and Horseshoe Indianapolis to your long shot, the 4 horse.
That's right. That's my long shot. It's also your first pick. Number 4, Dossier. He finished 3rd versus similar in his only start after being bumped and bobbled at the start. He has a high percentage winning trainer. And then number 7, Killer Hot Rod. Something I had when I was a kid. He ran 2nd versus similar in his last race, receiving the highest last speed rating, and can improve with blinkers being added today. And then number 6 is my 3rd pick. Go early, stay late. That's something you do. He finished 6th in the first race back after 6 months and should improve in the second start after since his layoff. And his trainer won in the last 14 days, 2 out of 4 races. And then number 3 is my 4th pick, Shine On Brad. He ran 2nd versus similar in his last race, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters.
So Charles says in race, he likes the 6 in race number 5, a horse that neither one of us had. So make sure you mark that down because Charles is the E.F. Hutton of horse racing.
He is.
Indeed. And then what's funny is Jared even calls him E.F. Hutton now.
Oh, does he?
Yes. It works because, hey, man, when Charles speaks, man, you better listen. All right. So in race number 6, I like Dossier as well. Did show speed for the first 4.5 furlongs in his debut. Does have a maintenance workout since, and I expect that more stamina in round 2. Killer Hot Rod, top last race speed figure, and is making the second start off a layoff. There was a huge speed number jump in the last with strong 2 and 4 furlong improvement. So sometimes when you get that big pop, I'm a little bit concerned that the horse might regress a little bit here at the bounce. But if it's a new Killer Hot Rod, then it will be a hot rod here. Shine On Brad, the 3 horse, is my 3rd pick. Showed much better pace numbers from the start to the middle to the finish of its last race. Been flirting with the winner's circle 7 times out on a fast track with 2 seconds and 2/3. 6 times out at the distance with a 2nd and 2/3. So that is the Denzel Washington. He's knocking on the barbershop door. He's ready to open it up and go in and get a haircut. And then finally, number 1, Looking Salty. Sometimes that's how I feel. All the other had a lot of chances so far to break their maiden and haven't done it. So I'm going to go with the 1 horse here, the first-time starter with the better workouts compared to the 9. But if you prefer the 9 horse as your first-time starter, Jared, if I were you, I'd probably throw them both in there. That's the way I would go. Race number 7 is a 7.5 furlongs on the turf. We got a bunch of turf races today there. And this is going to be interesting to me, Terry, because the next one is a mile on the turf.
Yeah.
So they've only run 3.5. They've only run 3 races at 7.5 furlongs on the turf. 2 of them were won off the pace, and 1 went wire to wire. Post position 8 and out won 2 of the 3. And then the 4 through 7 won the other, but that's only 3 races. But the next race out at a mile, so only a half a furlong distance, they've run 11 races, and 10 of them were won by speed. So it's interesting to me that half furlong flips the track, albeit in a small data set, from a closer's track to a speed track. Anyway, take us through your picks in race 7.
All right. I like number 8, Bickermans. She ran second versus similar in her last race, has the highest last speed rating, and her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 7, She's a Clever Justice. She finished 4th, beaten only a length and a half versus similar in her last start. And after being off 6 months, she may improve in her second start since the layoff. And then I like number 9, Alec J. She has a high percentage winning trainer. The dam has 2 winners from 4 starters and 1 turf winner. Then I like number 10, Not a Role Model. She has a jockey who in the last 7 days have been in the money 8 out of 11 times, winning 3 of those, 3 seconds and 2/3. And she has a really nice bullet workout on May 2nd.
So for me in race number 7, I'm going to start with the 7. 7's abound. Lucky, right? If you look, I got a lot of 7s today. So do you. Yesterday was 4s for me, and they kept finishing second. So it must be either the 6s or the 8s are going to win everything today. But She's a Clever Justice, the 7 horse, improved sharply in her first race as a 3-year-old. So I hope to see more improvement in the second race as a 3-year-old. Was also the first time around on turf. So I think where you're going to see the horse improve today is in the later part of the race. Looking back at the previous second starts, the horse did show some late pace improvement. If that happens today, She's a Clever Justice probably gets the job done here. Number 2, Korima. Last race was better than it looks. Fractions were considerably faster at 1 mile on grass than 5.5 furlongs on dirt. I think maybe that stretch out from 5.5 furlongs on dirt to 1 mile on turf was a little bit of an ask last time out, but Korima will be better fit this time around. Number 9, Ajik J. This one's stretching out for the first time and trying grass for the first time. Was well bet in its debut and closed. Followed that up with a stinker last time out. But I do like that pattern for horses that are making their first 3 starts where they come out of the barn on fire, struggle in race number 2 because many times in race number 3, they revert back to that form in the first race and then actually improve upon that. Number 8, Bickermans is the final choice in race number 7. Missed by a nose with her best speed figure last time out. Does get a weight break here, but maybe improves in round number 2 off the bench. Had a lot of chances to win, but hasn't been able to close the deal just yet. Race 8 is the last of the thoroughbred races. Again, I mentioned this one is 1 mile on the turf. And we go from a closer's bias at 7.5 furlongs to a speed bias. 5 of the 11 won going wire to wire, Terry. There is a rail bias here. 2 and 7 play fair. And if you wear an 8 or an out, you haven't won just yet. This is my box it up because I'm getting bombs away odds, I think, on my 2 middle horses there, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at my box it up. It is, again, 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. And for the last 5 days, Terry, I've had either an exacta or a trifecta or superfecta. So let's keep that streak going here today.
All right.
I like Hemp Hooray as my top choice here in the box it up. Raced at Keeneland last time out in October, but it's had a similar break before and came back to run second by just a half a length. And guess what? The comeback race was at Indianapolis, and it was on the grass. And this one likes Indianapolis grass. Ran on it 4 times with a win and 3 seconds. So yeah, it kind of concerns me that it might hang a little bit late. But if so, then number 8, Ego, comes in versus Tougher at Oaklawn Park. Does have 3 runs on the Indianapolis grass as well, with a second and a W. Number 3, Artie's Rumor. His late pace numbers in his last race significantly blow away every other horse in the field. But he also has shown some ability to get out of the gates with a little bit of giddy up and go. This one's dropping in class, and I'm hoping that he can put together the early pace that he can show and then that late pace smoke 'em numbers and goes right by all of them. And then finally, number 4, Ian Glass. This one's probably going to be the favorite, I suspect, Terry. Shipping in from the West Coast, from your part of the country, for trainer Brittany Vandenberg. She wins at 34% off of the claim. That's a big number. So I expect that you'll see a lot of money attracted to Ian Glass.
I agree with that.
Through your picks, Terry.
Yeah, number 6 is my first pick. No Brag, Just Fact. He won his last race and likes the turf, finishing in the money 53% of the time and won 29% of those races. Then number 7 is my second pick, Hemp Hurry. He drops in class today. His best turf speed is fastest among today's starters, and the trainer wins 17% of the time when he's shipping a horse in to run. And then I like the one that I think is going to be the heavy favorite, number 4, Ian Glass. Comes in from Santa Anita to try Horseshoe Indianapolis, has the highest last speed rating, has a trainer who wins 31% of the time when bringing a horse back from being off 46 to 90 days. And then I like, as my 4th pick, number 1, Mystery Unbridled. She likes the turf, finishing in the money 50% of the turf races she's been in, and she's won 30% of those races. The rail post is winning at a 19% clip, and the distance won't be a problem for him.
Although it's not the last race of the day, it is the race that closes out the late pick 4. So I guess they don't want folks messing around with the 350-yard race, those races that Jared absolutely loves. So you went 2, so you're coming out of the gate right away, Terry, hoping to get by with the 3 and the 7.
Yep.
And then after that, you have a lot of coverage. For me, I'm going to go 4, 3, 4, 4. Though I do agree with you, I would have liked more coverage, but unfortunately, I'm restricted by my own budget.
Yeah, me too. And I really feel like, especially the 6th, 7th, and 8th races are very wide open. So, as you can see in the 6th race, we have couple of different horses. So,
race 8, Charles says you must have the 6 horse as a fairgrounds horse. I think it was my next one out. Class drops and always angle is like, I think it was my next one on there. And I was contemplating putting it in there, but I felt like it was a pretty tight race between all the different horses, and I wanted to go with a little bit better odds. So that's why I went with my box it up in this race. Because I think that if I look at the 8 horse and the 3 horse, let me look at their odds. The 3 horse is 10 to 1. And the 8 horse, I think, is 20 to 1. So yeah. I'm looking for some shots in the middle of there. This box it up. I agree with you, Charles. I did like the 6 horse. No Brag, Just Fact, Terry's top horse. It is the 2 to 1 morning line favorite. Probably absolutely blows up my box it up. But if I'm right, then look out, because that box it up is going to hit big. And, I figured I'm on a roll, Terry. So I have a little bit of room, a little bit of margin for error in this time. Like I said, 5 days in a row. So if I missed on the 6th, okay. But if I get it, it's going to be a nice one. Hey, how are you doing today, Attila? Good to see you again. And then finally, we got that 350-yard race, Terry. For me, the only thing I like to do is I like to play the outside horses. That's why I have the 7 and the 9. I don't know why I didn't like the 8. Probably should put it in there as well. And then the 2 and the 3. But what about you?
Yeah, I like outside horses in these 350 yard quarter horse dashes. And I like number 7 as my first pick, Just Good Reason Saw. She's finished 3rd versus similar in her first race back after a 6 months break. And she's, I think, the only filly in here going against boys. And then number 2, Ike Pay Your Taxes, or Akai or whatever. He hasn't paid his taxes, I guess. But
Ike Turner, baby. Did he get in trouble for not paying his taxes, right?
Yeah, he did.
He didn't get in trouble for knocking the hell out of Tina Turner, but he got in trouble for not paying his taxes.
That's true. Well, this one finished in the money 100% of the time last year, winning one of those races, has a good workout on May 6th. And then number 3 is my third pick by Select Beach. He won his first race back after a 6-month break, which always impresses me. And then number 9, One Special Wave. He has a bullet workout on May 18th of 11.2 breezing, best of 16. So there you go.
You always have to put the outside horses in these quarter horse races because they get the cleanest path to the winner's circle. And
Yeah,
I don't know what was it. I don't remember what class it is that they taught you because I was probably sleeping in it anyway in high school when they said the fastest way from point to point is a straight line. Maybe that was geometry class. I don't remember. Sorry, Mr. Hinkle. I was sleeping in your class, but I slept in a lot of them, so don't be offended.
Yep.
Again, tonight we're going to have on jockey Giovanni Franco at 8:00 on Horse Center. Make sure you check that out. Terry and I will be back tomorrow, same time, 12:00 for opening day at Delaware Park. So that should be fun. And then any other things that I missed, Terry? Oh, yes. Guaranteed tip sheet today.
Yeah.
If you head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet, the free track of the day is BelterraPicks. They're probably about to get started over there. All you got to do is click on free, but make sure you use the link here in the description at YouTube or on the description at Facebook, or head over to horseracingtoday.net. Click on any of the links you see over there. The high powered is our top pick and race number 1, probably over already, Terry, or just started to run right now. So make sure you do that. Any final thoughts before we get up and out of here on your day back?
Well, I hope everybody had as much fun as I did and as good as luck as I did. And especially if you used our wagering guide, it did fairly darn good on both days. So
yeah, we did. We had a great couple of days. Yeah,
we did. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I guess that the speed bias was going to work, and then focused on putting speed horses at the top, and it did. So
that's right.
Once in a while, the clock is, the broken clock is correct.
Yeah, and I actually had somebody that was with me that doesn't go to the races, and she said, geez, it seems like those horses in front are winning all those races. So I said, yeah, you're kind of right about that. So it changed around the way I was handicapped a little bit. Anyway, I hope everybody's safe and has a good week, and give your loved ones a hug and a kiss. And, I had a great time. I had a great time today with Rich. I missed being here with him. So that's about all I have to say.
That's all he's got to say. Well, I appreciate that you missed me, Jerry. I do appreciate Jared filling in. Thank you, Jared, as always.
Thank you, Jared. I do too.
Again, we'll be back tomorrow and tonight. Until then, we hope that everything that you do, your day, your picks, whether it's at PARX, Horseshoe Indianapolis, whatever it is you're doing with your day in life, that they end up in the
winner's circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic Tuesday, everybody.
Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision.